Hello everyone, I am DDR and welcome to the very first episode of our day Playable. And for the very first episode, I've decided to go with the StarryKnights. In this series, we'll be checking out archetypes or decks and we will be pitting them against the normal ladder and see if they are strictly playable or just plain garbage and unplayable. So I've decided to go with StarryKnights for the very first episode for a simple reason. I have a Royal StarryKnight Dragon. That's it. Anyways, as for the list, we obviously have the important cards Rael, Flamel, and Orbitael. We play 3 Rael because it's basically your Stratos of the deck, which is really nice. Orbitael is your second Stratos. Normally, any of these will be really good normal summons. But if you have both of them in your hand, you can just normal summon a Rael, get your field spell, and summon Orbital. And if you do have your field spell already, you can just summon both of them and just search for any of your other things that you don't have. And aside from our StarryKnights, we also run Bestials. Like, playing this pure is possible, but it wouldn't be as good without Bestials. This just provides much more, like, the much needed attacking power as well as interruption you need in this deck. Like, StarryKnights alone can put up a pop and a negate, and that's it. But with your Bestials, they become much more. Bestials essentially adds a DD Crow, and removals into your deck, which are really nice. Aside from that, we of course our spells, we play Balefire, which is our Rota. StarryKnight Sky, our field spell. It basically just gives you an extra normal summon. That's it. And if you bounce your StarryKnight Dragon and back into your hand, you basically get to draw one. Of course, 3 StarryKnight Ability. It's a continuous spell that lets you search out your StarryKnight Dragon by sending back one of your StarryKnights from your hand. And of course, Regained, the 2 Cold Buys, Imperm, StarryKnight Blast. This is basically an Omni Negate. If you have StarryKnight Dragon in your field, you can basically activate StarryKnight Blast and bounce it back into your hand, meaning you can summon it again to pop 1. And you also have, this is also an Omni Negate. So it reuses your StarryKnight Dragon and also functions as an Omni Negate, which is really nice. StarryKnight Arrival is a really good card. It's honestly better than Ceremony. The only reason that I'm playing only one Arrival is because Ceremony is just, I guess in a sense, more flexible. Since I only run one copy of StarryKnight Dragon, I want to be able to constantly search it. Balefire, usually you search for your other StarryKnight pieces. Rarely do you search StarryKnight Dragon with it. So Ceremony is just much more important in my opinion. But if anything, you can cut Ceremony to 2 and buff this to 2. The only problem is StarryKnight Arrival alone isn't functional, if you know what I mean. So having Ceremony at 3, at least make sure that you can use this card immediately, even if you don't have Starry Dragon, which you can just look for with this card anyway. So this card basically guarantees that you have at least one pop if you ever break, as long as you have one of your fairy StarryKnights. And of course, the essential staples: 2 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Maxi, 1 Harpies. And the last card in the deck is Branded Beast. If I haven't explained what StarryKnight Dragon ever does yet, what it does is basically, if you summon it, you get to pop 1. That's basically the important text on this card. Like the rest of it is just, just add-ons. I guess the one where you can banish one monster on the field and then attack again is pretty good. Also, it cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark monster or by a dark monster's effects, which I guess in a sense is relevant in a way against some decks. Anyway, that's it for the main deck. As for our extra deck, of course, we run Abyss Dweller because this and two normal summons is a rank 4, so we run Abyss Dweller, Malevolent Sin, Baguska, Atum, Gaia Dragon, and Zeus for our Xyz. So the reason why I play Malevolent Sin is pretty obvious. You can then go into Gaia Dragon and then to Divine Zeus for format Zeus if you really want to. If not, this is just a good way to remove one on the field and alongside your StarryKnight Dragon, that's basically two banishes and you can just hit directly for game if you know that's the game state you're on. Atom is just here because you can make it and it can summon any of your bestials, that's it. Abyss Dweller because it's a really good rank 4, especially now, it's pretty relevant. And that's it. And for our links, we play Seals, self-explanatory, Bestials, Dragons. Like, that's it. Nightmare Cerberus, generic link 2, pretty nice. Like, we can make a lot of link 2s in this deck. So we can easily, we can easily make link 2 in this deck. Not easily, but competently make link 2s. So we run Cerberus, Phoenix for removal, Mask if we're looking for a follow-up, just in case that we have extra bodies, we can go into Mask, Lina and Dark for Celine, so we can go access code, and last but not the least, Nightmare Unicorn to go along with our Masquerena, which is pretty standard. Anyways, that's it for the deck list, guys. I'm gonna be presenting you 3 games that I played on the normal ladder, and I hope you enjoy those games. And I'll see you again later for the closing remarks. welcome to the closing remark. Overall, the deck is pretty fun. The Bestials add another level of complexity into the deck. The additional pushing power and interruption that Bestial provides are very important to the end board of StarryKnights, since StarryKnight by itself is really reliant on its back row and on this singular card. Like, the StarryKnight archetype in a sense is already a complete archetype, unlike other archetypes, since they already have a Rota, a Stratos, a big boss, their power straps, their engine pieces, their field spells, everything. They already have everything they need to function. But they just rely so much on their back row and on this card. So if they clear your back row, you're screwed. If you run out of Stagger Dragons, you're screwed. So adding Bestials, which adds additional interruption in the form of Baldric and Swarm, and of course Beast is just so much better. Not to mention Regain also helps you with the grind game, which helps you continuously draw cards, look for more traps, more monsters, which then you can use for link places. Really great for the deck. Overall, this deck is pretty fun to play, and it is very playable in a casual setting. So if you guys have, like, I guess gems to burn or dust to burn, then I recommend building this deck. You may not build the exact list I have. There are plenty of other lists there that are better, but personally I think this list works best for me. So yeah, that's all for the video. See you guys again next time. Bye bye.